Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning, and this is my son Ben. And today we have a closer look at Macallan, the double cask, 12 years old, and priced close to 80 euros, dollars, pounds, wherever you live. And well, this is a very new bottling, started in 2015 or 16, I think. And what do you know about Macallan?
Not much. I did 3 tours. I did America, I did Islay, and I did Ireland. And yeah, so don't know that much about Macallan yet because I haven't been there. So I'm going to be more of a taster this time.
Yeah. To Macallan. Well, I had quite a lot of Macallans already on my cask for tasting. And the Macallan distillery is, well, producing at full throttle for decades, and the sales of Macallan showing just upward. And the Macallan distillery is owned by the Edrington Group, and the Edrington Group is owned by the Robertson Trust, and this is a charity Foundation, yeah. And well, they're giving grants to students in the UK. So here you're sipping for a good
Course.
And Macallan has a lot of problems satisfying the demand of the people. And several decades ago, they built a new still house with 24 stills in it, all of them quite small. And the old one was mothballed. And in 2008, 2009, I think, they started with a second still house. So now they're producing for the last 9 years with a increased capacity, and that's not enough. So they built this Hobbit distillery with these below the surface still rooms, and so I haven't been there. So it's next time I have to
when
visit.
they open, I have to do a tour on the Scottish mainland, so I will probably visit Macallan. But the thing is, what I've read is Macallan distillery is not allowed, that the new distillery is actually a new distillery, and they are not allowed to have 2 distilleries with the same name in the same place. So they actually have to close the old distillery, or they have to rename it. I don't know. They're not allowed, this is some old law, not 2 distilleries with the same name, the same location, so very old, not too confused and stuff.
Red tape, definitely.
Definitely red tape, but they either way they close it down or they just change the name. It's not that hard.
Yeah. And they had problems satisfying the demand, so they started to produce a fine oak series just 2003, I think. They started with that series of fine oak, which means they not only use cherry casks, but as well American oak casks, ex-bourbon casks. So the character of Macallan dropped from sherry, definitely 100% sherry, down to a certain amount of sherry. And then people said, ooh, not that good, but sales rose, definitely. And today, or last year, 2016, I think, they started with a double cask, 12 years, as well as the standard 12 years old bottling. But this one is now from 2 different wood types. American white oak casks, which were used for a season to mature sherry in it. And the second one is European oak cask, as traditionally used with the 12 years old for maturation. How many casks they use with American white oak or European oak, I do not know. So, no idea. If you look at the color, it's a little lighter than the standard 12 years old. Both are 40% ABV, both are not colored.
I always thought that it's a NAS whiskey, but it's a 12-year-old.
It's a 12-year-old, yes.
Oh, okay.
So there had been several no-age statement whiskies from Macallan lately for the travel value. And they were really expensive. So this one is around 80 or close to 80. So it's reasonably priced. 10 years ago it would have been 40.
So yeah, here they say Macallan brings new oak From America across thousands of miles to Spain, where casks are crafted and sherry seasoned before traveling to our distillery on Speyside. Here they are filled with new make spirit and left to mature for 12 years.
Yeah, and if you look at the symbols here on the label, you can see that both casks, the upright and the lying cask, have the same size. And if you look at the other, how are they called? The other ones with the 3 different type of cask, one of them is smaller. Fine Oak was the name of the 3 cask series. So they produce the cask in Spain, meaning that they have probably the same size as the others have. So they are
I think the
slow
casks
maturing.
were produced in America.
No, you just read it.
Where casks are crafted. Sorry.
They're crafted in Spain.
Definitely sherry. A lot of sherry. And a butterscotch vanilla note on top.
It's a very complex situation. We have, as Horst said, a lot of sherry, a lot of fruitiness, and you really have to dig in very deep to divide that fruitiness. It's a bit of a citric note in there. It's a bit of a dried fruit, a bit of a overripe fruit note.
This citric note is, I think, it's more orange or tangerine, so a little sweet citric note in it.
A little bit more of the deeper flavors of the citric family.
Yeah.
like the
And
like
I have
oranges, blood oranges, grapefruit. No, grapefruit is a bit too bitter. Blood oranges, mandarins.
So there's not for me, it's no bitterness of
Yeah,
European
no bitterness.
oak. No chocolate.
It's a very, very light flavored whiskey, I would say.
Not light. It's definitely
Sweet and
comfortable, elegant, but definitely there is a nose. There's an intense nose, even for a 40% one.
I would categorize all the smells in there, like fruitiness and
Lighter.
to the lighter notes. You don't have any strange stuff as leather, oak and stuff in there. It's all light notes, fruity notes, sweet notes, bit of a honey note as well in there. That's a very pleasant smell.
Now the oak is developing, bringing more and more, and the honey shows more. Yeah, some honey note, not too sweet. No, some dried fruit, as we had them. And the aftertaste is, if at all, very light chocolate, if at all.
From my point of view, it's definitely how I remember the Macallan. It's a cherry bomb.
Yeah.
It's a cherry bomb with a lot of fruitiness and a big mixture of fruitiness. Now it's getting a bit more, bit drier. You have a very mouth-watering fruitiness, sweetness, and it's very smooth and pleasant. So I would say if you have a beginner, that's a beginner whiskey. It's pleasant. It's not too demanding.
But
it's a bit expensive for
it's
a beginner
expensive
whiskey.
for a beginner's whiskey.
But if you want to invite a friend, if you have the bottle, if you want to invite a friend to a dram, I would say choose this bottle.
Yeah, but it's definitely a lot stronger, lot more intense than a blended whiskey is.
Definitely, but more intense in the flavor and not in
the sharpness or
in the sharpness. Or if you have a smoky one, it's maybe not for a beginner. Here you have a pleasant whiskey that is easy to enjoy, but also it has complexity. It has a lot of flavors and shows the greatness of whiskey.
This is a good one, yeah. Yeah. So it's my end? No?
Okay, I'll do the end. So, thank you very much for watching. If you found this video interesting and you'd like to know more about Macallan, then come to Whisky.com. There is a whole section about the Macallan distilleries. You'll find all the bottlings on the right column, and you can flick through them and find your perfect Macallan whiskey for you. So, thank you very much, and see you next time.